Well, the greatest excitement I have experienced with A Course in Miracles is the spatial reference, because time was never my problem. I was always fast. My mind was fast and quick, and I could always kind of bargain myself out of any situation. I was always faster than the teachers, my parents, everyone else, but space was the problem. Every time I changed my location, I was in fear. And I could never figure that out. And so one of the most amazing things in my journey as a human being was my movement from Holland to Australia. Because Holland is very little, small, narrow, grey. And so when I arrived in Australia, I kind of recognized myself. There was blue skies, great light, sunshine and space. I was free. I saw freedom. I really saw freedom. It didn't matter if we didn't have a lot to eat, or that our bedding or accommodation wasn't up to scratch. There was this endless space. And so when I began to experience then the revelation in A Course in Miracles, and it was for me immediately, the book arrived, I opened it to the back page and there was the epilogue. I immediately recognized the message was for me. It was my own self-recognition. And so in my awakening, as I describe it then, from being trapped in space-time into the immense spaces that are available, I find naturally that there are many spaces that brought me actually again to the pit of despair. I couldn't figure out why. You go somewhere, you find a batch of other bodies, you do not recognize them, and you find yourself in a space that is not recognizable, and you're immediately in hell. And so naturally, then there is where the Course comes in. There is no way you could do it without the Course. Because in these spaces, you do need the memory of the lessons, of these very simple ideas, that I'm never upset for the reason, I think, that I'm upset because I see what is not there, and I see only the past. And so the joy then of finally traveling in all the dimensions of time and space to begin with is immense, because you're free. You're not fearful anymore. There isn't anything that can disturb you. There isn't really any figure, not any situation, event that can harm you. Even there is maybe a swallowing for a moment, right? When you're at the airport and your luggage is lost, or you're at the airport and your favorite seat has been given to someone else, right? Like, there's always that tiny click in your mind, that squeak, which you immediately recognize as the hand of God. Nothing else. My favorite line is always, the fear that raised it yields to the love that lies beyond, and so the fear is gone. You know, it's simply the hand of God still giving you another opportunity to say, even in this moment, I'm with you, I'm here. And so the spatial reference is also a sounding, it's a vibration. It is when you open finally your eyes and you see your world, you see the magnitude of a flock of birds flying up, or the wind in the trees, or people moving even at a shopping mall. Or all of it is movement, really. Whether it is the mosquitoes or the ants or the birds, it's all movement and it's all perfection. Even the scientists in the 70s tried to say it was all chaos. But what is the opposite of chaos? It's order. And everything is still order. And so chaos is only a name. And so even in my world, in the spatial references of my identity in time and space, the idea that there was chaos was not possible. And there comes in the line of the Course perfectly that says, stand you still a while and tremble not, because I'm with you. And so time, for many of the brothers that I have now met, whether that is here or in other spaces, you realize that it is always, the difficulty lies in space. the different spaces, the situations, the unknown event, the uncertain circumstances that you find yourself in. And there do the lessons absolutely. I will not value what is valueless. I call upon the name of God and on my own. These are all these tiny ideas that immediately correct the vibration in the idea that something could be wrong. And so I didn't see a hand waving.